Welcome to the very first ever ToKnight show at Geneseo! So I think what we have to decide now is what are we getting out of this? We have to make some decisions about who we are as a community, and the fact that this went viral, it doesn't mean that Geneseo is more transphobic than any other campus, although I'm sure it's more than some. This sort of thing absolutely happens on all types of campuses. The reason that it went viral is because so many of you in the audience and in our school in general got uncomfortable about this, said it wasn't right, said we're not going to let this slide. We're going to let people know and know that it's not okay. So the fact that we were willing to do that as a community and support our trans siblings says a lot more about us than some conservative college where this sort of thing would be laughed off as a joke and let go and moved on to the next lesson.
We all, justifiably are angry and upset and, speak out to the administration about what happened. But it seems to me there's kind of a timer on it, and after a couple of weeks we kind of stop getting upset. And if our anger is only based around these huge events that happen, and we aren't speaking out, all the time about transphobic stuff that happens on campus, we're not going to actually see more change real change on campus.
Yeah. And in particular, you're not going. I'm not going to find love here. Quick sidebar.
I realized so quickly what it took me 4 years to find out.
I feel like it always comes along the words oh, you're pretty for a black girl, or I don't usually date black girls, but you're, and it's why do I have to be the other? Why do you have to point out the fact that you don't normally do this, but you're making an exception for me?
It's about those little interactions that we have every day that can turn people, and they don't always have to be really confrontational, right? One thing that's been really kind of a big personal thing for me is just cleaning up my language. Our language is really ableist, homophobic, transphobic. There's so many really horrible things that just our really casual language does. So if you're looking for something really simple that you can do that's kind of working on yourself, look up alternative things you can say.
And I've been trying to get sensitivity diversity training in the new hire process with Dave Parfit, who's on the subcommittee by the president to train new hires for a year.
One issue that Sassy is actually working on is I don't know if you've seen, but last semester we posted a petition on Speaks Geneseo about expanding the bias-related incident report, and basically what we feel is that it takes way too long for literally anything that has to do with the bias-related incident report. It takes too long to do anything for the students to get the justice that they deserve, for it to get reported, for us to know what actually happened. We don't want to know anybody's name or any details like that. We just want as students to know that a bias-related incident happened, because sometimes it feels like our peers in administration don't believe us, underrepresented groups, that these things actually happen to us on campus.
Take my hand in your hand, and let's stand if we can. Wait for all the wrong things they wanna do. Take my hand in your hand, and let's stand if we can. Wait for all the wrong things
As of 2010, there were 201 students that went through the Office of Disability for accommodation. That's since grown to around 250. That's 4% of the campus population is actually actively using services.
I can always count on one professor saying something along the lines of, not really saying something along the lines of more, I'll hand them the paper from Disability Services, and then they'll immediately ignore it. Why do you need to type everything? It says on the sheet, I need to type everything so you can read it. It's not for me, it's for you.
Yes, we're definitely held to different standards. So my experience on BSU is when different events just happen around the country, everyone looks to us about what's your response? What do you guys think? And a lot of times the administration never voices their opinions or doesn't do anything. So it's up to marginalized students to fight for themselves, to fight to make a difference, and also to fight to remain noticed. So we get that cute little email that goes out every once in a while about something that happens and then it dies down. But marginalized students have to keep fighting and keep remaining noticed. And like, so not only are we students, but then we have to keep fighting for our lives on campus every single day. So definitely, we are held to a different standard. We don't get time to go through our grief and go through our own pain before we have to respond or create something that will help make a change for us.
I think my biggest thing that I'm held up to is to code switch. So I have to constantly sound very articulate and very intelligent. And I know that I am intelligent, and I know that I am articulate when I choose to be, but when it comes to where I'm from, which is New York City, and going to a kind of rough high school, I have to code switch when I go back downstate home, because if not, they're going to be like, why do you sound white?
Most students of color were automatically seen as AOP. Now, yes, that may have been the case, but for me, I'm not AOP, and I have no issues with AOP, but I wrote a student because I was black, I was AOP. And that would be students within AOP and students outside of it. And it was like, because of the color of my skin, I had to be in that program. There's no other way I'd enter a CO. And if not, people would ask me, how do you get here? How's that? And it's like, the assumptions that's made just because they see your, like, the melanin is absurd.
And I say, hi, professor. Just, random black guy perspective here. There's not a lot of black people in movies, and when there are, they usually play slaves or thugs or other, like, degrading roles. That great thing, right? We love it so much. And then this one student looks at me with all the confidence in the world, and she's like, that's not true. You have Will Smith. And I was like,